This week's discussion, the readings were Barn Burning, The Snows of Kilimanjaro, The Love Song of A.J. Alfred Prufrock, and the extra one was War is the Health of the State. And in Barn Burning, um, Abner's leg was shot in the war, and he's a very vengeful person, and he burns down barns and destroys the rug of the Despains for no reason other than to fulfill his need for power. The big flames from the burning barns could indicate his sense of having power, but when he and his family are on the side of the road, he can only create a small fire, showing his real lack of power or his inner self when it comes down to, being able to take care of his family. Lenny, she doesn't like give in to her husband, even though he's like abusive and has to be like in control all the time. She's not like unbroken by him, and she's able to stand up to him, and is in the background to, I think, their son's right way of thinking. She gives him encouragement to do the right thing, and I also think like darkness is a key thing in that story because everything happens at night, from the barn burning to the planning the next crimes that he's going to do. But when the little boy tells Mr. Despain that the barn, to go check on the barn, when he gets down there, he hears the gunshot, and night kind of goes away and turns into morning. So, he found, I guess it could be like a peaceful thing, like the boy found peace in knowing that he did the right thing. In The Snows of Kilimanjaro, Harry is part of what was the lost generation of World War One. He was trying to rebuild his life after being in the war, and I think Hemingway uses the plains like Badlands, where like all these bad things happen. That's where Harry's leg is rotting. But in his thoughts and stuff, he sees the mountains and trying to get to the top of the mountains, and he pretty much knows he's gonna die, and I think he's trying to find peace, like, peace in God or spirituality or something. And the leopard and frozen on the top that's mentioned in the very beginning of the story, I think, the leopard was searching for something too. And, maybe the leopard died in peace finding what he was searching for on top of the mountain. I don't know. They were both really good. I think some of the things that I noticed in all the readings were men that were in the war. They were I think all of them seemed to be in the war. And they struggled. I think they were struggling to find like a masculinity maybe after returning from the war because of being wounded or possibly not being able to do things like they could once they came back. And while they were gone, women found a new person, I think, within themselves, of, from them being able to, them having to work and them having to play more of like a manly role, gave them the more power than what they had previous to the war. I think that's kind of maybe when like women empowerment might start to begin, when they start seeing these things and realizing that, hey, maybe I don't necessarily need a man to, do all these things, because I can do them all myself.